Hello everyone and welcome back for another Star Trek the Official Starships Collection review. Before we now, I have issue 125, the Alice, as seen on Star Trek Voyager. And got an interesting little magazine here and a model. But I'll put this aside for one moment or two or three as we look at what's inside of the magazine, shall we? Alright, and here it is, the magazine for issue 125 for the Alice. It is considered a shuttle, operated by a crew of only one, only 5 meters long, and of course it was launched and in operation in the 24th century. Guys, has an interesting image of the ship on the cover there. Kind of cool, I suppose. So let's dig right in. Got your usual table of contents and stand mounting guide, as well as more basic specification information. Of course, it was located in the Delta Quadrant and has warp speed for propulsion. It doesn't say how fast specifically. And for weaponry, it has an optronic array. Turn the page, you have another view of the ship, a better view in my opinion, as well as some stars and landscapes around there. And of course you have some text about the ship, as well as screen caps and more information down here on the bottom, and more about the ship, and of course the episode in which it was featured in. And finally the plan view showing you where the various components are, etc. And if my memory serves me correctly, this was the episode when Tom Paris was kind of attached to this kind of like piloting relay or interface thing, and after a while it started getting to him, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, this tells you where the various components are, as well as trivia on the right and left hand sides there. And now we have a section on the designing of the Alice, which was actually designed by not John Eves or Rick Sternbach this time. It was designed by Tim Earls, excuse me. And here's a section on the visual effects of Star Trek Voyager in Season 6. And more about that. Here's a screen cap from Equinox. And more about the visual effects of that season. And more on that. And of course, you have Starfleet headquarters here. And finally, the on-screen appearance page, which was in Star Trek Voyager in the episode Alice, designed by Tim Earls. And it hasn't been in any other episodes, but the model, the CG model, has been modified and reused as other alien ships and episodes of other series. I think Enterprise used it as well. And finally, next time around, or rather this month, or actually the month of July, I'll be receiving the Starfleet Niagara class, which looks super awesome. Many of my friends have it already, and I'm looking very much forward to that one. But until then, that kind of wraps up the magazine for this one. And on the back, you have an image of the Alice there on the back page. So yeah, not too bad, I suppose. So let's jump right into the model. Okie dokie, and there she is in her boxing glory, in all her boxed glory, I should say. Interestingly enough, I had to do a little quick repair on my model because this part of the engine or nacelle or whatever this is was kind of loose and off in the box. So I just took it out quickly, applied a little crazy glue there, and then put it back together. But yeah, anyway, so there it is. So let's get it out and see what lies ahead. All right, and there it is. It's not a bad ship. Reminds me a lot in many ways of the Federation time ship Eon that we got a long time ago. Now, a couple of years or a year ago at least, more than that I think. I'll be honest with you, I was not looking forward to this one at all. And if this had not come out in the collection, I probably wouldn't have missed it. It's just one of those episodes of Voyager, I guess, that I didn't particularly care about, and I probably have only seen it maybe a couple of times in my life. Even though I have them all the episodes, it's just one of those ones that didn't really speak to me personally. But that's not to say that this is a bad ship or even a bad model. It's actually pretty solid, pretty cool. The paint looks very nice, and you got what looks like the alien stripe there and their symbolism, as well as on the fins there on the engine and there as well. The underside though is painfully plain, and maybe that has a lot to do with the fact that we didn't see it this way on screen. So if you're expecting a whole lot of detail here, you're not going to find it. These little rods or weaponries appear to be intact. As I mentioned earlier, I had to kind of glue mine back into place, and you can kind of sort of see that work that I did. But it's pretty solid, pretty cool. The back of the engines have clear plastic components, which is always nice when they do that. The back door is painted. It's a nice contrast in color between the gray and the blue-green turquoise kind of thing. It's pretty cool. Like I said, it's a model that I wasn't really looking forward to, and if I never got it, I probably wouldn't have missed it, to be honest. But now that I have it, it's all right. Oops. It's all primary. In the back side, the blank side is plastic, and of course the top side is metallic as always, and the cockpit is all painted black, and it's pretty cool. Unfortunately, I don't have much to say about the actual ship or the episode because I just don't remember it all that well, and I might need to rewatch it, I suppose. But it's a cool model, and I guess it just adds to the ever-growing diversity of the Star Trek Starships collection. And now we're nearly 126 issues in, and I never thought that we would be this far along. From all the Starfleet, Klingon, Romulan, Cardassian, Vulcan, Ferengi, Borg, Hirogen, Voth, Bajoran, Dominion, Jem'Hadar, etc., etc., etc. I never thought that we'd be this far along, and I can't believe it's been nearly 4 years since I signed up back at the Star Trek convention in Las Vegas in 2013, just a month before I was going to embark on an awesome trip. So there was a lot going on that time, and I never thought that we'd be so far along. And I haven't missed an issue, though there have been bumps and hurdles along the way. But anyway, enough about that. It's a pretty okay model. If you're a fan of Star Trek Voyager, definitely go and pick this up. If you're not a fan of Voyager and hate these random oddball weird episodes that this ship appeared in, or episodes like the episode that this ship appeared in, then avoid this one. This is one that can be skipped and you wouldn't really miss it, I don't think. But if you love the episode and you love all things Voyager, then definitely pick it up. Or if you're just a neurotic completist, then you'll be getting it, or we'll find some way to add it to your collection. It's nice. It's not an ugly ship. It's not an ugly model. It's just not one that really spoke to me personally. And Eagle Moss did do a pretty solid job. The underside being plain notwithstanding, and of course mine being kind of broken, but I managed to fix it with no problem. So yeah, that is it. And now it's time to see what this thing looks like on the stand. There it is, not too shabby, and as you can see, it's kind of spinning around on this stand here, on this display thing. It's kind of cool, and yeah, it's not too bad, like I said earlier. And if you have any questions or comments, or any general anything in regards to this ship or any other ship in the collection, or the collection in general, please feel free to drop me a comment down there. And if you could hit subscribe somewhere over here, down there, I would be most appreciative, of course. And please share with your friends and family and especially other model collectors and Star Trek fans alike. I would be so grateful and very appreciative. And until next time, live long and prosper, and set a course for home.